Hello, how are you? Hope you're good. Welcome to another one of those hopefully short CAWPILE reviews. And today we're talking about Blue Lily, Lily Blue. This is the third book in a series. The series is called The Raven Boys. So for those who have not started the series is about this girl called Blue who meets a group of guys who go into this like more prestige school, and she's very skeptical at first, but they become close friends and they get involved in this very supernatural activity with the goal to find a missing sleeping king. So this is gonna be a spoiler-free review as per usual when it comes to CAWPILE. However, this might spoil the first two because I feel like it might be very difficult to speak about this book. And I don't really know why you would want to know about this book if you haven't read the first two. So if you haven't, maybe skip this video and I'll see you in the next one. So for those who read the first two books, this is following our group. They're actually getting a little bit more involved when it comes to Capeswater, so I was very glad to see that. And we basically pick up where we left off. So I think without further ado, let's go into the CAWPILE. For the characters, I gave this book 9.5. I feel like characters is definitely one of the driving factors of the books for me because I really want to know what happens next, and I really am interested in all of the love interest, which is actually a very minor part of the books, which I also enjoy, because whenever we get a glimpse of anything romantic happening, you're just like, give me more. It like really keeps you on the edge of that. Specifically in this book, we get two new characters, a couple that are sort of antagonists, and their dynamic is to die for. It's actually extremely entertaining. It's very funny, it's witty, and they're intimidating, but they're so funny to read about. Whenever I get their chapters, I'm actually really excited. And to get me excited about new characters that they bring along to the story, along to the old ones, is very hard because I'm very much of a stickler to the characters that we already know. I don't like to get new characters. I'm one of those people who just give me the old ones. I got into this series for a reason. But actually this book got the new characters that I adored. It was very entertaining to read from their perspective, especially the woman. It was hilarious. So that's why you pushed it a little bit further into the close to the 10. The only thing that I still think this book really confuses me with is the Blue's family. I still don't know which person is which. I really only know that Mora is her mother. All of the other characters really are interchangeable, so I feel like either I messed up somewhere in the first book where I missed the introductions or missed I'm sure there were some, but to me, and let me know if I'm the only one because I could be, but to me all of the other three of them, they just seem so interchangeable. I feel like I really don't know much about them, and the whole family thing, whenever they mention one person, I'm just like, I don't even know which one it is. I'm just gonna assume it's one from the family and that's it. For the atmosphere, I gave it a 10. We got so much more Capeswater here, so much more great scenes in Capeswater. This is what I was expecting from The Dream Thieves, which is the second book, and I didn't get it that much. We got some bits, but this one really gave me more for it. And the atmosphere is definitely something that is a driving factor in the Raven Cycle books. So I thought it was very appropriate. Writing style was 9.2. I feel like Maggie's writing is something that a lot of people either struggle to begin with, or they're just not a fan of, or they are. I feel like I might be a little bit in the middle where it took me a little while to get used to it. I wouldn't say that it's an extremely amazing writing style, but I also find it very easy and pleasurable to read, and for that I gave it 9.2. I really enjoy the humor in this, and humor in books, even if they're darker books, means so much to me that I really couldn't give it any lower than 9.2. I couldn't really push it to 10 because I feel like 10 is 10, you know? But I definitely found it satisfactory, and it was a joy. Now we come to the plot, and for the plot I gave it 7.5. I actually thought that the plot was very well written. When it comes to the actual pacing of it, I thought it was brilliant. However, I pushed it back to 7.5 because at the end I sort of lost the purpose of the plot. And I know this is supposed to be all mysterious because this is the Raven Cycle, but I felt like we were given misleading clues as to what our purpose in this book is. The whole thing with the sleepers, it got a little bit confusing, and so I gave it 7.5 for the plot, which really tied into, I'm gonna skip one now, into logic. I gave it 6.8 because, as I said, I understand it's supposed to be really mysterious, but I feel like this is the third book in a series. I wish we got a little bit more told to us, because with the whole sleeper business and nothing still is explained about how it works, and I appreciate that, and I don't necessarily need an explanation, but sometimes I felt like it took me out of the plot a little bit when they kept talking about it. Because there's one thing of just like experiencing, but when they're talking about it and planning and you don't really understand because you don't know, you don't have the information required, that a little bit annoyed me about this book, and it was probably the weakest point for me. Now coming back to the intrigue. Intrigue was something that was very high for me in this book. That was another thing that really lacked for me in Dream Thieves, because I felt myself not really caring that much. But for this one, I gave it 9.8 because I wanted to read it constantly. Like, I really wanted to know what happens next. I had to stop in the middle of it to read the Slaughterhouse 5 for the book club, and I was kind of worried that I'm gonna lose the inertia of it, but I went back to it, and chapter later I was hooked again. So definitely couldn't fault for it, and I give it a 9.8. And now for enjoyment overall, I had a brilliant time with this book. Even with the little flaws, I still had a brilliant time with it. I enjoyed it. I really did. So that's it. It's 9.5. And when you put it all together and divide it by 7, it's 8.9, which again, I feel like I had a lot of books that had that this month, which is a bit weird because it's very precise. 8.9 is just 0.1 point too short of a 5-star, and I feel honestly that is very, very accurate, and I'm so happy that it ended up being that, because it's so accurate. It's so close to the 5-star, but I can't really put it with the 5 stars of my like favorite books. Or just like the books that I will think about for a while, because I just like them so much. I enjoyed it a lot. Will I think about it when I go to bed? Will I remember it forever and ever out of the series? I don't think so. So a very, very strong 4-star seems really, really adequate to my feelings and experience with Blue Lily, Lily Blue. If you've read the series, let me know what you thought about this particular book. I felt like this was definitely the strongest out of the 3 that I read so far, by far. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading The Raven King, hopefully maybe this month. Who knows, maybe in February, you know, maybe, I don't know. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye!